everyone, and welcome back to the current edition of Sippin with Steven. Anybody who's watched an episode or two is going to recognize the man to my right, Macaulay Minton, the Bourbon Swami, the owner of the Dark Arts Whiskey House. And does he have some exciting news for us today? He's going to tell us about this lovely outline, or this lineup, I should say, of products of his, and also some really exciting news about your distillery, Macaulay. Please engage and inform the folks.
Yeah, Steven, thanks for having me back on. I think I've, God, I'm almost at double digits now on this one.
I play favorites if you may not notice. Okay.
But anyways, so we're very proud to announce the opening of Dark Arts Whiskey House to the public. So if you notice, we're not framing it around that like mindset of distillery. So it is going to be called a whiskey house and alchemy research lab. So we're purveyors of aged spirits. We do contract distillation. Mm-hmm. We just kind of buy and source and curate the best available products that we can. We bring it back to Kentucky. We put it through our alchemical process. May that be wine finishing, spirit finishing, staving, micro batching. We put our unique spin on whiskey, and we turn ordinary whiskey into liquid gold.
Well, you know, I would say this. It seems like here lately, the category of whiskey that's kind of gone on the incline is blended or finished, I should say finished bourbon. Yours, I wouldn't qualify yours as that, and maybe I'm wrong.
I would even want to take it a different step. I think people want to be able to appreciate the makers and the people who have a hand in it, and just be able to see their artistry come through and shine through when they're buying a bottle of whiskey, and knowing that when you buy a bottle of Dark Arts that you're supporting me, my family, the community of Lexington, the broader bluegrass region, and all those people that are in that supply chain too. I mean, every single sip of a locally owned company and small business has greater impact than just a shareholder's dividend.
Starting with the farmers and the folks that grow the grains, up to the people that make the barrels and the people that make the product and that sell it. My point was being, what I love is when I see any of your bottles, they are so unique of what the title of what you're finishing in. It's not just a certain spirit, it's a mixture of things, and truly a unique product.
Yeah, we have close to 100 different products in our portfolio. One of my newest releases that I'm super proud about is our Kentucky High Rye Bourbon right here. Great. So this product right here is actually from one of my old abodes, Wilderness Trail Distillery. It's their High Rye Bourbon. And then we actually used some imported wood from Japan. So we use a couple different toast profiles of toasted Mizunara to create this beautiful product, 100 proof. Just hit the market recently and has been a spade in the hole for us. Steven, I got a little bit of a surprise for you right now.
Love surprises, Macaulay.
Everything I bring before you has won double gold over the last 2 years.
That is fantastic. That is no small feat, my friend. And to do that with right here, that's 6 expressions. That means you all are doing something really, really good at Dark Arts.
Well, the whole idea is we take ordinary whiskey and turn it into liquid gold.
Well, obviously that is happening. And what I love when you said the story about the collaboration with Wilderness Trail, when I see 2 Kentucky companies that are working together, that is awesome. That you're talking about helping out the whole process of people. That's what that's all about. So kudos to you and to the folks at Wilderness Trail.
I mean, I can even tell you about the farmer, good old Barry down there in Bowl County. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I'm sure he would appreciate the shout out. That is fabulous. The next thing that I would let or want people to know is that this is your whiskey house will be open for the public, or just open for the public here recently. What can they expect, or when can folks be able to come and experience this firsthand?
Yeah, we're actually located in Lexington, Kentucky, in kind of like the corner of the historic Pepper Distillery. So to be able to go full circle, to have that, historical cultural icon, and be able to pull back and then put something as an artist and a visionary and bring economic development back into the region and showcase America's native spirit in a different light and lens is a dream come true for me.
That is fantastic. So as if people need another reason to come to Lexington, now before they were looking for your product in their local retailer after having been exposed to it in various capacities. Now they can come visit you and your soon-to-be better half.
Yes, well, actually, we're in about 28 states of distribution. We'll have the Whiskey House. We also have some online distribution, but just come on down to the Whiskey House. We have some tasting experiences, thief out of the barrel, bottle your own, and a cocktail program. But the whole idea of this facility is to be an educational and a different modality. So
awesome.
Throughout the year, we're going to pay homage to different things like the elements. So we're going to have a wood finishing series.
Yeah.
So you'll have Taste of Japan, South America, Taste of Europe.
Sure.
We dive into the appreciation for winemaking. So we'll be able to pull back European, old school, old world traditions meets new world traditions from Napa Valley back here in the bluegrass.
To certainly make what you all serve an international product with certainly Kentucky ties predominantly, but with an international flair, perhaps.
We can call this the UN of bourbon out here.
The UN of bourbon. Well, that would be great. And I would be remiss if I look at this lineup and didn't say how beautiful your all's packaging is. From the glass stoppers on top to the labels, it is something that truly will make your bar look better. And then once you pull that topper and you taste it, it's even worth that much more. So if you would just give a quick overview, if you would be so kind, as to the bottles that are in front of us and what our viewers could perhaps purchase.
This is actually our Juppé Fleur French Oak, very specific forest origin in France that this came from, high rye bourbon, 108 proof. This one here is my Barely Legal bourbon, which is the highest high rye bourbon that you can possibly make. 51 corn, 39 rye, and 10% malted rye. Awesome. Always bottled at cask strength on that one. Now, I hate to say I have a pride and joy every now and then, but this might be it right here. This one is called the Blunt Blend. So I do have the honor of making history. If you've ever heard of cigar batch or cigar blend. So I had the privilege to be able to claim fame, according to Whiskey Advocate, to be the first person to make a whiskey to be paired with cannabis consumption and pairing in mind. So this beautiful whiskey is a rye whiskey aged in Armagnac and Madeira cask.
That is absolutely spectacular. I would expect nothing more than you to be on the forefront or the maverick of a certain product with a certain marketing target. Awesome.
We call that one Dank Arts. And then this one is one of our special releases that we come out with once a year. This one is Ripple Rye, which is a play on our Ambarana Rye. So we have a partnership with a sugar shack that actually takes our spent whiskey barrels, they age their maple syrup in the barrel, dump it out, we put our whiskey back into it, they send the barrels back to us, then we put our Ambarana Rye whiskey in there, let that maturate for triple maturation at that point, and blend it to perfection on that. And a great story is me and my fiance were actually at a Bob Weir show the night that Phil Lush died, and we were able to crack that in our Sherry Garcia blend with everyone and share that with the community there. So it was full circle for all of us.
That is completely awesome. What I see and what I hear, what I know about your product line, there is something for everybody's taste. I mean, you can try all these things, but if you like a rye whiskey, if you like a high rye bourbon, if you like more of a sweeter flavor to it, there's something for just about every palate.
Someone compared me to the Baskin Robbins of whiskey, but then I like that, but then I was like, I'm probably more of a Ben and Jerry's kind of guy.
Yes, I got you. Well, we look at these things, and in I guess one I would just offer, is there anything else that our folks that watch this need to know, besides they need to come visit you at the distillery district in Lexington, Kentucky, and also to look out for this product at their local retailer and have a little bit of it before they come and visit? Is there anything else that you would like to say?
Honestly, I think one thing to note is we don't blend for consistency. So every bottle, every barrel, every batch is going to have its unique signature profile to it. So go out there, defy convention, and unleash your spirit. Work on your palate. Don't let anyone tell you what you have to drink, where you need to drink, or how you need to drink it. And explore flavor, and be yourself and be creative, and just unleash that freedom and enjoy this America spirit.
That is so well said. And what we will now do is we've always done in Sippin with Stephen tradition. We were going to raise a glass and we're going to review one of your expressions. Just Alchemist's Choice. Which one do you think we should?
Let's go with the Mizunara, Stephen.
All right.
That's what I was hoping you were saying right that. Here.
Well, let's, folks, I can tell you there are a few distilleries out there where the product comes through on the nose much better than Dark Arts. And it's directly for this man to my right's it's his talent. So let's give it a smell here. Oh, fantastic. A little bit of a taste, and let me see what we get.
So Stephen, when I was putting this product together, I used a couple different toast profiles because when I was doing my Protocep research, I found one toast profile kind of gave the palate to it, and another toast profile gave the aromatic to it. So Mizunara is commonly called Japanese oak.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
I
a
didn't know that.
200 to 300 year old tree. It doesn't grow like a white oak tree. It kind of looks like a weird swirly out there. But very fragrant, very floral. But when I say floral, I pull out notes of like sandalwood, not like rose or anything like that. There is a little bit of perceived sweetness from that toasted wood effect on it. So I kind of get like a honeysuckle note to it, or a burnt sugar.
Yep.
And then you get a little hint of spice on the back end from that toast and that rye spice in there, and that, of course, that 108 proof.
Well, what I will tell you is I've got a nice Kentucky hug going right now. It's warm in my belly, which is a big chore, but nonetheless, it is doing it rather well. I cannot thank you enough, and I cannot endorse enough this particular product. Well, and truth be told, I've had all of them except for the blunt and the new Ripple Rye. The other four I've had, and we have two of them in the store here at the Fraser, which tells you we put our money where our mouth is, and they do very well on the retail side. So let's raise our glass again and say thank you. Best of luck to the new the new experience location. Correct me as to what you want to call this thing.
Whiskey House and Alchemy Lab.
And Alchemy Lab. And I hope that everybody who's out there gets a chance to come and experience it. In the meantime, to Dark Arts Whiskey House, to the Fraser, to the Bourbon Trail, and to everybody who's going on their bourbon journey.